panda, 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 panda. I got broads in Atlanta, just to lean the family. Credit cards in the scammers, hitting the licks in the van. Legacies, family, wait and see, look like a panda. Going out like a Montana, honey killers on the hands.
Okay, hey, what's up? I'm Panda Plays, and I'm making a YouTube video about some tips in Project Gorgon, just because I think that could be really helpful. And I do a lot on my live stream over on Twitch, Panda Plays. But I realized that I kind of gave tips as people would come and go, as I would ask them, as I would see fit. And if people, I had one spot to direct people to also on people on YouTube. Someone asked recently if they could do a tips video on Project Gorgon. I guess for YouTube, so I have a little list of things here. A lot of things, can't really see, but I'm gonna go through them all. Might overdo this with audio later, but for now, I'll probably just audio and then I'll get like the actual stuff in game. Who knows how I'll do it, but my first, I have a bunch of things to go through. Command tips, optimization tips, combat tips, general tips, economic tips as for making money, and I have here location tips, which is kind of just like ways to get around different locations via teleport, speed, things like that. So I guess I'll first get right into it. I'll go to command tips and I'll go into optimization tips. Command tips is basically anything you can do slash and command. So slash unstuck. Here, and I'll put these up in bigger when I actually do the actual editing. But slash unstuck, well, it says it kind of move the screen. You can see a little there. It'll move you like two decimals or something like that. If you're stuck and clipped into a wall, it's early access. It's released for if you get stuck someplace under the ground or anything like that. It's a nice little feature. I won't spend too much time on that, but you get the idea. Slash rooms. And you can put it in any chat. Go, like you said, in Go chat doesn't have to be global. It could be any of these chats, but slash rooms shows you just the number of people. It's early in the morning, so it's good right now. A lot of slag and servable. Not as much lag and stuff. So the rooms, which people and which rooms, pretty self-explanatory there. Gives you a little information here as well. So that's slash rooms slash tip, username, and then the amount. It's nice if you can trade people, but if you just want to tip someone really fast, you do this through the trade feature as well. You just trade, but if you're in Sobo and they'll maybe way over here at Fila, it can be nice to just quickly tip them without having. You have to be in the same region, but you don't have to be right next to them. Slash age. Shows you when the account was created, how much in-game time, cool little stats like how many things you've killed, things like that. You can check that out yourself. And the most important, possibly slash wiki. If you put slash wiki, it'll pop up an actual, you can't see here, but it popped up an actual browser. I'll close that right now. Of the actual wiki, which is very important. Kind of a lot of information on there. It's a very hard game. Not a hard game, but it won't hold your hand. Even the wiki won't hold your hand. Has a lot of things it's missing, so to speak. So, but that's a nice little tip that you can pop the wiki. Those are the command tips. Optimization tips we're going to go into now. The second part of this is people have asked me how to get it running. It's like 60 frames per second. Well, one, I have to say it depends on, time of day. If there's only a couple hundred people online, it won't be as bad as if there's 400 or 500 people online. So it's 6 a.m. here in the morning, so that's a thing. But I would say go to graphics, and the biggest thing is I have mine. Well, this is the big thing, but this is the thing too. Put it down to bad to retro terrible. I can't really do these ones; they don't look that good at all. But bad is fine for me. The biggest thing is turn tree distance down to 0. If you have it up to like 1,000 or what they start, I don't know what they start at. 1,000 is too high. I mean, you can tweak this 2 hours you want, but I turn it down to 0. It makes a big impact. You can't even really see trees in Sobo, but they'll still be loading and rendering outside of this, so like it kind of fits the purpose anyway. At least if you're going to Sobo, turn trees to 0. Grass can help a big, significantly to 0. You can find these, by the way, if you go to Advanced Options, Enable. So this as well, the quality is pretty obvious. Tree distance, grass distance, not so obvious. You can also, a big thing here is people don't think of this, but if you turn the animations to either 0 or 0.5, which is basically right next to you, you can see this guy's here. He's sliding across. His animation is canceled. So people only, if there's 200 people, 400 people on server, and there's 200 people in town, just because it's a very popular town, you don't want to render 200 people's animations. See, he's close enough that they'll render the fox animations, it'll render his animations, but if they're really way over here, I don't want to render that animation. So by doing that, you can go to here, turn it to maybe 1.5, whatever you want. Don't have it up to like 5 or whatever, I don't know. And that'll kind of limit your circumference drastically. So that can save you. I mean, you might not notice if there's like 100 people online right now, but if you have like 400 people online, you'll see the difference between like 100 animations and 10 animations. So that can help a lot too with the frame rate issues, FPS, you know. Those are basically my big things. You know, the settings, turn off animations, turn off trees, turn off grass. You can change like bloom and things like that, and if you want to see how far you can go, but like I have them just turned off by default, so I don't think they can get too much better. I mean, if you turn this to like abysmal, but that's it. Those are the optimization tips I have. I don't want to spend too much time on that. It's pretty self-explanatory. The big things I want to go into are combat tips, how to make economic tips, how to make money early on, how do you make money if you have no money already, speed tips or location tips, and just general tips that don't really fit into other places. I want to go into those quite a bit of detail, so I'll go to those. I have like a list, like I said here. I'm going to go through. The biggest thing I have, my next thing, is how to make money early on. I think it's a pretty important step. If you're just starting out, you want to make money, but you don't really have, you know, enough to do too much stuff. But my biggest thing off the bat I was going to say is joining a guild can be really helpful. Joining a guild, they give you these things called guild credits. I have a list here of things I'm going to check off, you know, go through. If you get about 20 to 60 a week, that can be equal to about, I'd say, you know, 9 to 28K a week, free from that, when you transfer it to councils. But cooking is a really nice way. I have things like ways to make money: surveying, treasure photography, gardening, and cooking. Cooking is nice if you're level 0, you don't have much money to start with. You can go here, go to him, talk to him. You might have to get his favor up, not the soulmates, but you might have to get like a little bit higher. We go to shop. Things you want to look out for are crabs. I have listed here: crabs, fried chicken, candied apples, sausage, and peasant pies. Not specifically those, but to make those. So you go to buy used, and he's not going to be able to buy like 30,000 a week. I mean, you have to get his favor higher, which will be, I'll come back to what reasons why to get favor higher in this video. But you look for crabs, crab meat, or just regular crabs. I don't know how, it used to be really easy to get this, but I don't know how much, like, now that people start playing the game. Well, boiled crabs is an end product you want to get. Boiled crabs sell for 40. You can buy them for 3 to 6. There's not anyone at the moment in Candiapolis too. I think maybe because I've told too many people about this tip, but at the moment there's no crabs. And if you actually what to do if you can't find crabs, shepherd's pie is also a really good profit. I mean, not shepherd's pie, peasant's pie. Let me make sure there's nothing here. So it looks like people are actually taking my tips, or maybe they know themselves. So if no one can find them, and if you can't find out anyone, you also go to Mana. Sometimes you can check Mana. She'll have stuff too, crabs and things like that. Because Mana will buy anything from anyone. That's my first tip. So most people only specialize in some things. I'm gonna snag these grass for a little bit later, just to show you what I mean in a later thing. Grass is also a good thing to buy if you're level 35 gardening. I feel like if you're level 35 gardening, you can sift through grass. You can use that to make money, but you have to be level 35, which is not too early, not too late. But you look for like things, crabs. Sometimes you just have to like spend like a minute or two looking through what they have, you know. I think a lot of people know what's now. There used to be stacks and stacks and stacks of grass. You can also check specifically for grass. You can check Teresa, Mana, or Fano. Fano has stacks of grass sometimes too. I've been telling this a lot to people about this, so maybe it's gotten out by now. I don't know. I haven't really been using the grass method that much lately. It's good when you first start out though, because you can buy red apple. I'll show you with that. And if all else fails, I used to get my mine just from buying them for the buy used, because you can always make a profit from them. So they're always safe to buy, but you can always just go out and forage them and find them yourself normally. But it's just easier when you find a stack of red apples, you just buy them, you know. But anyway, the point of this video is to show you how to make money from that. So let's say you have a red apple. You need 1 red apple, or as many red apples as you can, and then maybe like a few empty bottles. You go here, you can fill up the water. I have a lot of water, but just go here, fill up the water once or twice, and then I guess I should explain the mindset behind this. So no vendor is going to sell it for more than 10. Vendors always double the value if you see it on the bottom. And bottles of water you get back once you use the water back. So it will be a little bit of investment. You can buy bottles of water, by the way, from either Yetta in Altable. She sells them for bottles of fertilizer for 45, which is pretty cheap. You can get them there, just empty them. Or you can get them from Yetta in Altable, which is way up here. You can get from Jessina, who sells little bottles of water for 50. So I value them about 45 to 50. You go to him, you right click on this, more info, recipes, candied apple. So to get this recipe to start out, because I'm assuming people have nothing in game, you have to go to training. You would have to buy it from them for maybe 100, 80, 50, 100 councils. Who knows how much it would be? It won't be this much, trust me. It won't be like these. This is a higher level stuff. But so you get this. It says you need an apple, some sugar, and a bottle of water. So 2 sugar you can buy from him. I like to find things you can buy directly from him. So you just buy, you know, 2 things. I think I have to buy by 5, which is still fine. Still 5 for 7, so it's basically that. You go over here and you craft it. So what this costed you was 2 pieces of sugar, 2 right here, 10 because it's double, so it's 5 times 2 is 10, and this is get back from an empty bottle. So it costs you about 12, and you sell these for about 19. That's the general idea you can do really fast. It's something you can do really fast because they have the furnace right here. You just buy it all from him, or like I said, over at Mono really fast, and just flip it really. Some people flip really fast to make a profit. I'm gonna have to edit a lot of this because this video's getting long already. That's the thing. Crabs you can buy. If you buy regular crabs or crab meat, crabs you can buy for 6 each. The regular crabs you flip them. I should probably show you. I have a bunch saved up. I'm gonna go over here, find my crab stuff, just to show you what I mean. I'll probably put like an image on the screen too when I'm done. I think I'm even just so crab meat. It's valued at 8, so you can buy it at 16. And then if you flip it, I have a bunch of apples here. I'm silly. I should have saved these up for the actual thing. And it's a way you can just, and you can only sell as much as the vendor will buy from you. So when you're starting out, you won't be able to get as much, but that's just how it is. I don't have actually any crabs here, like actual crabs. You have the crab meat, so that's how it is. So let's say you either one's profitable because when you sell these, it's going to be what, 40. So whether it's crabs or crab meat, you can also find crabs around the bay here, around Sobo. So what you do is you go get bottles of water like we have. You don't have to have this many. You have to have hundreds of them. Just maybe 10, 15. As much as you can afford. Maybe not too much because you can always just make a trip back there. But you right click after you get the recipe from him, obviously, like we showed before. Boiled crab is what you want, the end result. And as you can see, if they're 8 here and you buy them for 16, and then all you really need is salt, which is like 5, that's about 20 you're paying, 21, and you sell them for 40, so it's 20 profit. You just need a lot of salt, and I'll get here, right here, shop. Because he's infinite. The buy new, they will sell infinite of them, so I'll buy quite a bit of salt. I don't want salt make all of them, but you get the point. Make a bunch of I bought sugar though. I'm an idiot. I'm just I can use it for the candied apples too. It doesn't really matter. But for this one, you actually want to buy a lot of salt. For this one specifically, and then you just go in, and you'll be getting cooking experience for this. Also, when you if they actually have crabs, you make a fishing experience when you turn them into the crab meat. I just have max fishing at the moment. So you make a bunch of boiled crabs, as many as you can, then you run back and refill your water, and then you just go here, trade, shop, and he'll buy them infinitely. As long as you have money, he'll buy from you. And you sell for 400 each, so 400, 400. Excuse me. And then red apples, similar thing we said. Go to here, right click, info, candied apple, and then you need bottles of water. Obviously, you need right click, craft. And I don't want to spend too much time on this because it's kind of self-explanatory, but I hope you get the idea. It's just a way of flipping something to make money. This video is getting really long. I might have to put this in a couple parts. I didn't think it would be this long just to explain, but I want to get the video footage too because it's really helpful when you actually see something on video. I know how helpful that is than just me like talking about it. Candied apple, like I said, and not gonna make this is nothing to make huge amounts of money. This is making it easy. It's an easy way to get 5 to 10K. Maybe in a day when you kind of look around, maybe not a whole day. It depends how much time you play. If you play an hour, playing 5 hours, you get what you get out of it. You check back here a couple times a day. He might not have, like I said, apples the first time, but maybe if you scroll through like 2 hours later, he might have some, you know, whatever. So that's just how you're gonna get what you put into it. Like this dude has 3 red apples now. We could buy them right now. He didn't have them all. It's only 3, but they might stack up over time. You gotta check them out a lot. So then you go to sell and is that a glitch? Didn't show anything. Okay, yeah. So he says money. Sell the candy apples for 190 each, and you make money. That's just how you do it. For that, you can do the same thing with chicken. I'll show you if I have. I don't know if I have any chicken, but if you find raw chicken, you can get that. I think you just need I can check that for you. I have the recipe. I know I have it. I'm sure we shouldn't have any on my actual account. I used to save up a lot. I used to stock up a lot on this, but because back when I was first starting, it was actually a nice way, in my opinion at least, to get some money. It starts under fried chicken, so it'd be under F's. These are alphabetical, by the way. I think it's fried chicken, wasn't it? I might be lying. Not lying, but fried rice, fried clownfish. I thought there was fried chicken. Boiled chicken. Maybe it's not called fried chicken. It wasn't this, was it? Maybe it was. Maybe this is what it was. Maybe it wasn't fried chicken. It was something chicken. You take chicken leg, raw chicken, and salt. Okay, this is it. And so you buy these for 20. 10 times 2 is 20. Salt, again, 5, 25, and you sell them for 42. It's bland Blake chicken. And again, these would be, the reason this is level 5. The crab meat is level 0. You can literally take this crab, which you can find out, again, fishing around the moats. Get maybe 10 of those. Flip them for 8, and then get some experience out of that. Then take this, turn them into boiled crabs, and sell them for 40 each. Nothing huge. You might make, like, off a stack, what do you make, like 20 each, so a stack would get you 2,000, 2K. It's a free 2K. It's not fast way. So again, I'll go through the rest from crabs, fried chicken, candied apples, sausages, and peasant's pie. I won't go too much into detail on those, but they can be higher level. Like sausages is like level, what, 20? But it's nice if you can get the, it's also hard to get the ingredients, but it's all 15, but you get the 2 pork shoulders, 2 venison. You can always buy these if you see them in stock, salt and flour, which is always have salt and flour on them, Vano, and you sell them for 104. So you make money off this. And also pretty good food. I buy them myself just for like passive 63 buff when you need them. Because then the nice little food makes some stop from starving. So that's one way to make quick money. Crabs, fried chickens, you know, I went through all that. Gardening, if you sift through grass, right click here. If you get a stack, I used to have, I used to get so much of this. Yes, it does 10,000 times. 11,000 almost. 11,000. I don't have a huge stack on me at the moment, but I can show you a cool feature right now. It's a find feature. More info. I'm jumping around too much though. I'll come back to this again. I'll show again. I actually have 300 in my inventory, so I don't need that much. I'll just go here and say, you go all repeat. It's something you do while AFK. It gives you a free like maybe 5,000, 10,000 a day, depending on how much grass you have. If you can find about 200, 400, maybe 3 to 4 stacks of grass, you basically take this grass, which you buy for what, 2 each, because it's 1, so 2 each on vendors, because it doubles it, remember the rule double, and then you sell them for 14 to vendors that buy seeds, or you can use them yourself. It's up to you to get gardening higher. I don't really use it because this gives you, say, 15 experience every time up here, so I'm passively leveling it, but it gives you a nice little profit of 12, roughly, because you don't always get one from these. That's a nice way you can make money off of grass from gardening. Treasure cartography is another thing. Surveying is another way. It's really nice. I recommend surveying when you're first starting out over treasure cartography. It's more consistent. Treasure cartography is when you're finding treasures, more hit or miss. It's like, and treasure cartography is really in depth. It's actually linked to the real life rune phases. It's nice so you can make a lot of money that way. I'll probably have a full video on that. I don't know. That's a lot to go into when I think about it. Things for surveying are aquas and amethysts are things to watch out for. Lapis lazuli, of course, will also go for more. So when we talk about value, since this is about the economic side of ways to make money early on, things have more value than they give them. So wait, so if people are buying them, if you're selling this to vendors, that's got the value of 15 right there. But if you're selling to someone who wants it, the rule of thumb is generally double what it is, because that's what a vendor would buy it for. So if you sold this to Mana, and then someone else tried to buy it from Mana, it would be double, so it would be 30. So if some other player wanted this, they'd have to at least get it for 30 from a vendor, unless they buy it from a player. So that's the rules. At least you can sell for anything for double. Sometimes more. Amethysts, like we said, are really rare. They go for 600 about, so it's like 6 times the amount. Any gem will pretty much go for 250 to 300, which is about 2 to 3 times as much. You just have to know things. So the next point is how to make money off surveying, which was, well, things to look out for. Surveying is a nice skill to make money. What you do is, you can look on the wiki for more information on how to actually do the skills, but that's just a nice way. It's probably spending too much time on that. But things to look out for, items to look out for, like I said, poetry books. Not everything will just be, okay, this is worth, you know, Strange Shirt's also worth a little bit. New stacks of Strange Shirt go for about 10K for 100 of them. But I want to show you here, poetry books are something really, really good. Poetry books, they go for level 30, goes for about 30,000. A player will buy this about 30 to 40,000. It's just how it is. They have a lot of money. You know, by these green books, it says either unidentified or identified poetry book. This is not to be confused with poetry, which you can find in heaps and volumes here. Ancient sketchbook. It looks more like these goblin poetry, not with anything. But the poetry books themselves are worth a lot. That confused me when I first started. Poetry books, big thing to look out for. Stomachs go for about 1,000 each. I had about 1,700 stacked over times, about 17,000. 1,000 plus. You can get at least 1,000 for these. Don't sell for less than that. Like I said, aquamarines go about 400 to 500 each. Depending on what it's all relative to the bio. Amethysts go for 600 to 700 each. 700 might be kind of high. 600 is probably very good. They sell pretty fast. 600. Things like that, and again, other things like using saltpeter goes for 600. It's nice, but just double the value. So 300 times 2 is 600 at minimum. I don't spend too much on that. Other things you make money off of are skinning and cheese making later on. I don't know how cheese making can be really expensive. I don't know if you really make that much money versus the time and the cost it takes to get into it. I have not tried that yet. So my main one down is join a guild. If you join a guild, I want to get a little clip of video of that too, though, so I can show. This is a guild roster. If you join a guild, you have these things called guild credits, which you get all the time. You can check right here every week. Go all the way to the guild tab. 40 guild credits. That's about 18,000, something like that. So you spend 2 guild credits to get a stack of 900. You just buy it, you right click it, and you redeem it. It'll go right into your bank or your money, I guess. That's a nice way you can get money. Also, just joining guilds is very helpful. People help you with tips and stuff. You go here to the guild chest if you join one of them, and a lot of times they have free items, which you might need if you need a bunch of amazing all patch kits. That's 88. You know, it's right there. You might need some food. They've been hit or miss, but they just have stuff that you can have. One of the top guilds called Dirty Old Men. DRM. It's pretty cool guild. You can join us if you want, or you can join, you know, any of the top guilds that do guild quests, basically. So that's the main thing. So join a guild. Surveying is a nice way when you're starting out. That money. Treasure photography can be a nice way when you get a little more experience in making money. I guess it's still confusing. Gardening, if you're 35 plus, if you're close to that, you might kind of balance that out to get 35. Cooking, like we said, for a nice way to make instant cash. I don't know how good cooking is long term though. Skinning, I've heard people say skinning is a really nice way to make money. And my guild, I've not done it myself, but I heard it's really nice even at higher levels. And then cheese making can be nice at higher levels. In combat, I got it like a 48, 50. That's my max level at the moment. Nothing huge here, but I'd recommend going into fire magic. I kind of wish I started with fire magic when I first started out. Unarmed. So good skills to focus on leveling early on are fire magic. Very good area effect damage. Very good for power leveling other skills because you blow up things really fast. Fire magic. Cow is also a good solid tank. Spider is good DPS. I'd recommend not going to cow or any animal forms early on when you very first start because it's like a curse and you have to uncurse yourself to get out of it, or drink on spider juice, which is like 4,000 each, which is expensive. But the good DPS if you're like medium into the early medium in the game. Mentalism and unarmed, also good pair for animal forms, and also very good skills. Combo good with animal forms. Using fire magic and sober heroes is a good place for leveling up against goblins. So yeah, that's a really good place in Ultra Pills. You just go to the southwest of it. I might show it on screen, I might not, I don't know. I'm just getting the audio right now. But if you go down the Sober Hills, which is way down here, and really to the southwest, you'll find goblin camps. You just blow them up. It's good for levels like 15 to 25. Take as much as you can. Don't take all the goblins at once, obviously. Try to bait them in. And if you can, if you're level 30 plus even, it's a good place to level up from 30 to 40. I did that for my fire magic. Which, you know, I'm level 40, I think. I don't know exactly what I am in fire magic, but I am 41. It's very nice. Very, very fast, because there's hordes of goblins. Make sure you don't get yourself killed, but if you do get yourself killed, again, dying isn't it's just a skill in this game, it's just a bonus. So that's all I would have for that. There's a lot of these times you can make money off of combat later on too. I don't know how much money early on. I don't know if you even can make that much money early on for goblin from farming in combat, but I know at high levels you can use fire magic plus battle chemistry, blow everything up, or just people go farming for, you know, in like Gaz dungeons and stuff. You can make money off it later on, but this is more like an early guide, so I don't really recommend combat early on. Maybe you get lucky and find something that drops. I don't even know because I haven't done much in it. So, but that's the basic thing. Fire magic, I definitely recommend going to fire magic, or mentalism and unarmed are very good. I don't have too much experience with combat tips, so. Next one would be location tips. People ask me this a lot because I go more skill based, more about, you know, like a skill on RuneScape. How do you go so fast with, you know, like how do I go so fast? This would be anything from just moving around. So I have speed buffs. You can use abilities like this. I recommend getting level 6 or 8 to shield just to get the speed buff here, because you plus 6 to 7 for 10 seconds. You can use battle chemistry plus, battle chemistry and shield are what I mainly use to get around. So abilities, use speed pots. If you use this speed pot here, instantly, bam, plus 7. So I get plus 7 for that for 5 minutes. You can make them through agonizing or bleeding speed potions. The two I'd recommend is also things like spider speed pots, which give you plus 1. Not really worth it in my opinion. These give you plus 7 for 5 minutes. The in combat sprint power doesn't really matter because you're not going to be using them in combat. You're going to be using them to like run around places, get things faster. If you go to hit this or you hit P on your keyboard, bring up this, and you can go to look at sprint speed boost plus 14. So about 14. You start out at 3. Plus 3 out of combat from this battle chem buff, so I'm at 17, and then if I use these, I can get up to 32 if you look at that. 29 actually, I think I made of, oh yeah, because I have also equipment. Equipment is another way to get, last way is abilities, speed pots, and equipment. These can be plus 2 passively from sprint speed, plus 1, plus 1. There's some nice ways there just to give you plus inventory slots too, which are going to another part of storage. Location tips though, we're on right now. Teleport skill, you can use the amethysts and aquamarines to actually teleport places, which is another place. It's not the biggest thing for me, at least at my level, but you can teleport to bind places. Also, if you remember that guild thing, guild I mentioned, which is good for making money, it costs 2 guild credits, so it's 900 gold. You might not want to do it early on. You can always teleport to Rahu if you need to, and then that's just a free teleport for a cost of 900 gold, which is kind of expensive. I don't use it too much, but if you have the teleport skill, excuse me, you can go to any teleport pad. Also, before I go there, I want to show you, this is where you get mentalism from. I'll use it here. It'll teach you in mentalism. You don't have anything because it's gone right now, but that's where you learn mentalism for the combats and stuff like that. For fire magic, you learn it from Velcourt, which will be right over here. He just wanders around. He might not be exactly here, but he's around the flame you can see there. And they'll train you fire magic. And I guess archery, but fire stuff for archery. The teleport pad you can find over here, and you just go here, use, and you teleport to wherever you recall. So you have to use a bind first, by the way, and then you recall to that binding. So if I bind myself here, I'd recall right to here. Another way, so I have this as like a minor thing, but movement through death. If you level up dying to 10, which we talked about dying is a good thing in this game. If you level up dying to level 10, you get, so once you level 10 at least, and you die, you will get a access enter the light. It's a free teleport every 8 hours. If you enter the light through death, I can show you it now. You enter the light, and then you actually will be able to either go to Rahu for once every 8 hours, or you can go to Sobor. So we can go back to Sobor if you wanted to. And then also you have a random teleport there, which will take you any place in the world, of all the worlds. If you're low level, it might be kind of scary to you, but like I said, nothing too scary. Because dying just gives you experience. So if you die, I might not do this yet because I want to show what's the tips. We could do it, I guess. And that's all through that. So I'll show you through moving through death, and that'll be last for the location tips. And then we have bunch of general tips and storage tips. I actually got through most of this. I might want to hit on some few more points, but this will be the little bit of that. Last thing are general tips which don't fit into any other place besides well, I'll show you this first. Enter the light, and then you can teleport. It has to be, like I said, once every 8 hours. You have to wait for the cooldown. I might not have it up yet. I forget, don't quote me. But you go Silver here, Rahu here, and then any random one is in this one way over here. That'll be any of the random ones. So I jump in, it says 8 hours, I go to Sobor, back to Sobor. General tips. Words of Power can give nice experience buffs if you're doing combat, like we said, especially if you're trying to level up really fast. You get 30 to 60% extra. It's very nice. The find feature we said can see all spots locations. So if I know where all this grass we showed earlier, I would fill it, right click, find, went for find. It says I have 360 total, 6 in my current inventory. In the bank, whatever, it tells you where they are. Another feature that can be nice, if you are in a animal form, people won't talk to you, which is a lot of people won't, so that's why I recommend not doing it early on. You can go to storage books if you are stuck in animal form. In this here, access all your storage. You won't be able to talk directly to Mana, but you can access all storage. Good places for storage, like I said before, are Ivan, Tadon, Mana, Joel. You want to get the favor higher because they'll give you I guess this kind of goes into favor, like I said, which is general tips. Favor with NPCs, they give you a lot of storage, they buy more from you. It's very nice to get favor up with those people. Again, joining a guild will get you, credits all the time. I'd say back to the favor thing. The big NPCs are Mana, Fëanor, Hulan, which is the banker. So Mana's in here. Fëanor is the guy who buys food. Hulan's a nice place to get favor up. And Joel, he buys because they have something for everything. He'll buy your armor in here. She'll buy anything, which is more like a low amount of money. He'll buy cooking. He'll buy paper stuff like books, recipes, things like that. Flea and Justina are fairies that can optionally get you favor up with higher. Flea's in here. Justina is in Ultiple. Then Lawson and Teresa, the gardener, I think they're not huge priorities. He'll buy your amulets and things like that and rings and stuff, which you can sell to him. I would never sell gems to him because they're worth so much more. You get way more than 3,000 from this. I get like 6 times that if I sold them on 2 players. But you can sell, amulets and things to him. And Teresa's the gardener way over here in the garden place. I'll show you where to find Teresa again. We kind of went to look for the grass early on, but she's way over here. And she's optional too, I guess, because it's not a huge deal if you can't get a favor higher. So, because see if she has any grass again. Like I said, just always check to see if she has grass or anything. Over time, you'll find stuff. Maybe you won't find anything. And then Tadon, we saw earlier. I have storage with him. I got his favor up last because I didn't really know he had storage, but also it's kind of like an optional thing. Well, Joel will buy any armor from you. He only buys, I think, metal. So he'll buy metal armor. You see, I have a lot of storage in here. You can also access it from that bank over that storage books over there. But he'll buy metal armor. So this says ugly metal armor. This just says fashionable metal armor. But I can't sell my stuff here unless it's metal. I can show you though. Shop, sell. This is ugly metal armor. This is just fashionable metal armor. I can sell those to them though if I wanted to. Excuse me. So and last thing for little tips, storage tips. I have things called storage tips, which is again, like I said, there you can get favor with NPCs, get storage up. That's the biggest thing probably is that right there. Then once you get that done, maybe you get some more equipment. Like these give, I say, get pocketed gear for more inventory space, or get crafted gear. This is gonna be plus 20, plus 28, plus 8. That's already over 50. Plus 3 and a sprint speed boost, just doing this movement speed plus inventory. Just a nice way to get I have 150 inventory spots. I always said Words of Power can sometimes give you a quick 50 for an hour, but it's kind of not that easy. Equipment belts, Words of Power for temporary big boost. Level up endurance. If you level up endurance under E, it gives you slight. Every now and then you get a slight +1. +1 to inventory slots permanently. So maybe every 5 to 10 levels. So maybe it's level 40. I'm not gonna get that much from it, but I make it an extra 10 to 20 from this at least, which is nice. In an extra 10 to 20 spots, it helps a lot. And you level up endurance just by taking hits in combat, so you're gonna passive level that up. You're not gonna have to really focus on that, but it's a way that you might notice get some inventory as well. And this is just cosmetic for organizing. This isn't actually extra inventory. It just says 28 no matter what, free. But you can organize it that way as well. Besides those things, storage tips, just general tips as well. I don't think I missed too much here, So we got to hit the command tips, optimization tips, combat tips, general tips, economic tips, and location tips. I don't know if I kind of wish I could say a little more about the money making side. That's the big thing.